Steamboat Gravel is a 227 kilometer race with a total elevation gain of 3,100 meters. 6:45 a.m. and everyone is lined up. More than 1,500 cyclists waiting for the whistle blow. Out of this massive group, I can think of about 15 cyclists that are in serious contention for the win. Alex House, Lawrence Tendam, Ted King, Ian Boswell, Peter Stetna, Matt Steven, Eddie Anderson, Russell Fisterwald, Brennan Wirtz, Noah Granigan, Payson McLevin, Jeff Kabush, Colin Strickland, Freddie Ovett, and Jeremiah Bishop. The race starts at 7 a.m. in the thin air of downtown Steamboat. The first 5 kilometers are somewhat nervous. Everyone is anticipating the first gravel sector. We all know that only the first 30 riders will have a relatively smooth ride. The further down the group, the greater the carnage. 5 kilometers in and we enter the first gravel sector. We are already pushing the pace to make sure we establish the first selection of the day. After 20 kilometers of hard riding, we are down to a group of about 100 riders, just in time for the first climb of the day. 40 kilometers in and we enter the first categorized climb of the day. A 7 kilometer ascension with an average gradient of 3.8%. Surprisingly, we climb at a controlled pace. Colin attacks on the top and create a split. We are now about 50 riders in the lead group. Not long after, we enter the most technical sector of the race. It was a complete surprise for a lot of us. I should have been in better position at the sector entrance. Usually I can feel and predict when a crucial section is approaching because everybody starts to battle for the front. As soon as I enter the sector, I know I'm in a bad spot. Matt, Jeremy, Colin, and Ted are hammering at the front, and I can barely see them. We are flying down a gnarly mix of double track, single track, and water crossing. We go out of this technical sector in groups of 3 to 6 riders. At this point, those who made the front group start to push the pace like crazy. They don't want the strong rider caught behind to come back. After a brutal 40 kilometer chase with Lawrence and Ian, I finally reintegrate the group just in time for the first feed zone of the day. 118 kilometers in and we arrive at the first feed zone of the day. It's complete chaos. Everyone is fighting to fill up their bottles.
Go, Peter, go. All right, Pincy. All right, John.
Come on, JD, let's go, bro.
All right, Jeremiah. All right,
JD,
Ted.
let's go.
Good job. All right, Adam.
These zones are bullshit.
We now jump to the last 45 kilometers of the race. We are now a selection of 7 riders at the front. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage, but we just finished a 26 kilometer gravel climb. At this point, we are all very low on energy and racing starts to be very strategic. 211 kilometers in and we hit the last climb of the day. Ian and Peter attack together and distance Russell, Noah, Freddie, and me. I'm able to make it back just on top with Freddie. After a couple of attacks, there's a split, and I find myself at the back with Freddie. Ian, Peter, and Alex don't waste any time and start riding super hard at the front so we don't catch back. They roll into the finish, and Alex wins the sprint, followed by Ian and Pete.
You can get in that wind gap and go up, but Alex House opens it.
Yes, this is super exciting. You can see the fans along the side of the road cheering. They're coming
Pete's
in.
Gone. Ian is behind him. Ian's trying to come around, but he can't, and it is Alex House is your champion at Steamboat Gravel.
How are you feeling?
Good.
That was a brutal last kicker.
It was. It actually went in the downhill.
What's that?
It actually went in the last technical downhill.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were able to sort of hang on a little bit?
Not really, so Pete attacked, and then Pete was at the front, and then Alex attacked, and Ian followed, and I was like kind of in the wrong lane.
Right.
It's my error. I need more experience. I feel like I had the leg for the sprint, but they know how to raise their bike.
You were up there the whole time, so
yeah. So I'm happy.
That was awesome. Beautiful.